Welcome back. I am Dave. This is Dave Explains, and I am looking at. Sorry, I'll come over here, get back over to the desktop. I am looking at this location data, and it's really just an address. I don't want that because it doesn't really do much good for me. In fact, the only location data that does anything at all for me is zip code. Of course, we also have to like throw in some stuff too. So let's just throw in like, theft and obviously for size, like the count of theft. I wonder why it is so far out. But as you can see here, like, it works really well. You can do a lot of stuff here. We can maybe get layered in. Nothing yet. I didn't realize it went all the way down here. All right, so without logging in, it doesn't look like the layers is going to work. We won't worry about that right now. Going over here so we can actually see the data. You have location. You have a rough X and a rough Y. Here's the problem. Those are not latitude and longitude. They don't seem to be working at all. So those might have to be reconfigured later. That being said, here's the zip code, but there's no city and state. So if I come over here and I click here, sorry, the visualization, and I go to location, well, I get a nice little warning thing here that says the accuracy of your locations can be improved. Why? Because many of those streets and addresses exist everywhere. So let's work on that. I do want to point out another thing though. This seems to have a time constraint. Well, let's go back. And here's date. Here's reported year. This is date and time, but it's not configured like date and time. You know what? Let's go over to the transform data. Here we are in transform data. Now, here's a reported date time. It's considered a word according to this. It's not even considered a number. It's not a time or date or anything. That we can change really quick. But, yeah, I wasn't going to. I was going to say like, no, maybe we should just, but we're going to do that. And then this can be either date time. See, that's going to be what happens with that. Or we can just do a whole number. Replace the current step because the last step was a mistake. Now, let's go to adding a column. We're already at 5 minutes. Oof. Now we can do a conditional column, and I will be later on. But I think what we're going to do is do a custom column. What does a custom column do? Well, it makes a column out of nothing. So we're just going to make that column named city, and we're going to hit the quotes because this is a word. This is a string. It's more than one character, so it's not a character or char. What do we do now? Hit OK. Boom, city. Okay, so all the way back here. So let's do that again. Hit another custom. Hit state. Quotes once again. Now I'm doing Milwaukee and Wisconsin because of the fact that this data is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But could it be some of these from like different little suburb cities? Yes, but we're not going to focus on that right now. We can change this later. For right now, we're really enjoying city and state. Now, obviously, I can sit here and drag all of this data, this location and zip code data all the way down there, or I can right click, duplicate the column, boom, it's already down here. And what if I want to duplicate the zip code? Now this also means that I still can use that other data for something else. We'll take this location copy and put it in from city. And then what we're going to do is transform, merge columns. We're going to add a comma, and we will label it full address. Click OK. Okay, so now we have those two things fixed. We have the date reported, and we have a full address location. We do have other stuff that we are going to work on, but since we're already at 8 minutes, let's close and apply. Don't worry, I'm going to speed this whole process up. Let's see what we have here. Add data fields here. I wish I would have actually looked at this a little bit more. I wonder what would happen if I threw in theft, vehicle theft. You know what, this is already getting kind of crazy. Let's find full address, change it out for location. Whoa, hello. Oh, that was really cool. Did you guys see that? Da, 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 da. Here's homicide. If I put that in under find similar. See, I don't even know what's happening because this thing needs to be really brought out. All right. Count of theft, count of homicide. Okay, that's interesting. So these are locations that are um, in the same areas. They'll find areas that are the same for, no, you know what? I don't think so. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Count of theft. See, changed. But let's take homicide and put it into the join field. And I want to see if that's gonna, yeah, that changed the color of some of these. So you've got count of thefts there, but no value of anything else. Well, I am glad to see that there's very few of these colored dots. I'll say that much. Robbery, sex offense. I'm not, it looks like it has a limit of 3 or something. Count of theft. Okay. So that's where we're getting a little bit weird. But still, it's kind of like, check it out. You add in the addresses and with city and state, and suddenly you know where everything is. And this is what I was talking about with the cities, the suburb portions, because you have Wauwatosa, you have West Dallas, you have Greenfield, Glendale, St. Francis. You know, you have all of these as these suburban areas of Milwaukee that you can actually include it on a mailing address. So we're going to actually have to see if we can't build a lookup table with zip codes going to the proper cities so that we can more appropriately set those addresses. But for right now, they're all inside Milwaukee County because this is the county line right here, this dashed line. And yeah, all right. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, and before I go, I'd also like to mention that it is a great idea if you hit the like button down below. If you can, hit the subscribe button. If you really are enjoying this, hit the subscribe button because it really helps me out. Now, for a little trick and to finish off our visual, because again, remember, we also changed the calendar date to date time. Remember, it was a word earlier and we changed it to date time. Well, here is that datetime hierarchy, which means we can also do a drill down later. We'll talk about that at another time. But remember, we have that time thing here. We still don't know what this does. I almost forgot to include it. What's happening? Oh, have a timeline? Why does it only have like 6 months, 7 months? It's data that changes over time. Apparently nothing happened during the spring and summer of 2005. That's cool. All right, we're gonna have to fix that.